Ooh, okay. Alright, guys. I'm gonna do another recording here. Haven't been doing as many of those, honestly. I've been doing more time lapse. And then I just recently started doing a something that I think is pretty cool. So, whether you know me personally or not, you might not know this, but I have spent many years practicing Tai Chi, meditation. I'm a big proponent of slow down, right? The arguments for slowing down are many, in my opinion. And anyway, sorry. So I just recently did a couple videos where all I did was I put the silent inking up, and I just put some ambient music over it because I wasn't sure what else to do with it. Meaning, like, I see some really great videos of what is it, the ASMR, and I've had people, one person in particular, I shouldn't say people, recommend me doing that. The problem is the way that I ink, because I ink with a brush. There's no sound unless it's me going, oh dang it, you know. There's no real sound from my work, from the actual art. Anyway, point is I haven't done any of these talking videos in a while. That's something worth talking about, though. That transition to less. I'm gonna jump right into this eye here and see if we can get that looking good. Probably should have done some of his face first. I've seen so many things where people say, like, don't do faces first, wait until you're warmed up. I don't know if I get more warmed up, so I'd almost rather just get the face done, see if I'm gonna mess it up, see what's gonna be wrong. Luckily these turtles have shells for mouths, so things can be jagged and crooked. It's one of the things I really, really love about inking with a brush, is the organic kind of look about everything that you get. Things don't have straight lines and edges, and so you can kind of play into that with a rougher brush. Still gotta try to do a good job, which is debatable, right? I like it. I usually like my work, which is that's a big deal for artists. You gotta like what you're doing. You gotta like what you did, not just like that you're drawing. I feel like you should have a healthy appreciation for your own work. Like, you should be able to see how good you are. Realistically see how good you are. I'm not saying you have to think you're great. I don't think I'm great. Not by any stretch. But I have things that I come back to enough times. You know, certainly whenever I'm in the middle of drawing them, is when it's the toughest. Sorry, I keep turning this around because I'm not sure the best angle. anyway, that I won't like things while I'm doing them, and then when I come back to them, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. That's if someone else did that, I would like it. I'd say that was great. So then you learn to appreciate it and like it from yourself. I'm sorry, I've been inking kind of off panel there. I don't know how that happened. Happens to me a lot though. That face distracted me, sorry. Guess that's why you don't do faces first. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so the slowed down videos, I like them, you know? I like the thought of moving towards a more meditative offering. I'm sure I will still do the time lapse. They're fun. But I wouldn't be surprised, I'll say, if I did move away from them, I guess. You know, it's funny, I recently had one of my videos actually do much better. I tend to get, somewhere in the neighborhood. Man, I feel like I'm blocking my... I feel like I keep moving, but I want to keep this in the middle here for you guys. But then I feel like I'm blocking it with my pen. Whatever. Alright, I'm just going to keep going, guys. I shouldn't have even looked up at that camera. Anyway, now I can't remember how many views, but like my best ones are like close to 100, and you know, some of them much lower than that, and I'm not that worried about that, honestly. Like I want to think that I'm offering something that people want to see. So the metric that you have to go by is your number of views. So that's really all that I can work from. Anyway, sorry guys. What I was gonna say is that I normally, all of the evidence I've been given tells me that people like these videos more, where I just hang out and talk. And I get it, man, because those are the videos that I really like from other creators. I absolutely love feeling like I'm just sitting, hanging out with them while they're working. That's what I really like. And I think I get that more from stuff like this than like a time lapse. Also had someone, I don't remember who this was. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, so I didn't look up who this was beforehand. But someone gave me an incredible compliment and said that I make it look easy, right? And which, first off, it is not easy for me. So thank you if it looks easy. That's fantastic. But it brought something up for me that I remember wrestling with this on my own, actually. That watching time-lapse videos at a certain point, even just seeing other people's art, of course, but seeing time-lapse videos specifically really kind of was a detriment to me as I started drawing. And the reason being was that even though I know it's time-lapse, even though I know it's sped up, I get it, I know how that works, there was something about it that made me feel like I've cared very much about speed, especially in the beginning. And it's something that made me... I felt like I had to be faster. Like the speed that I saw on these videos, again, even though I know it was sped up, I get it. I felt like I had to be that fast, right? Or at least close to that fast, because surely they're speeding it up that much, but I'll bet they're close to that fast. And so the time lapse kind of messed with me a little bit, right? Anyway, and so getting a compliment on that, and my response was, "Oh, don't let the time lapse fool you," right? And kind of laughed it off and everything, but I meant it. Like, if you could see how deliberate I try to be, I think that it would really show. It teaches a different takeaway. One that I think is more valuable. Rather than it looks easy, I think a better takeaway, if I could give someone advice, there would be a takeaway of take your time. And I would want them to look at me working and go, "Oh wow, he's pretty deliberate." Like, I like to be pretty rough with how I smush down on the brush and get my lines. But there's a lot of times when I just take a moment and kind of stare at the page, because in the beginning I didn't do that. Go. Every little moment was a moment that, if I wasn't working on the actual picture, then I was wasting time, I guess, so to speak. And then, I guess just from making enough mistakes that way, I started to try to just take my time a little bit more. Before I inked an actual piece of the picture, I try to take a look, especially if I have a good tighter pencils on there, which I've talked about in other videos, but I've worked more to make sure that I was penciling a bit tighter for myself to help not make as many mistakes, And so even that was something where I made a point of, it is a very conscious decision to to pencil tighter, to take my time in that regard as well. So time lapse, while I enjoy them, I'm actually going to turn this, while I enjoy them, I'm starting to think maybe they're counter to what I would like people to be getting from me, from my channel, from the work that I want to kind of be known for, I guess. And yeah, I want people to have more opportunities to slow down as it is. I want more opportunities to slow down. So it's a very selfish decision, right? But I can't be alone in that. And so, is it fair for me to be speeding us along in the art that I share, in the videos that I share? Or should I slow us down a little bit? Offer videos that are quiet, present. Art is very Well, I'm sorry, I should not lump all art together because, of course, sometimes you're just going gonzo and throwing ink on a page, right? And I love that too. But even that, I wonder how much of that, if you watch Ralph Steadman work, how methodical is it to bring something out of that chaos, right? Maybe you have to be even more methodical. Gosh. Anyway, so I'm kind of moving in that direction, folks. Wanting to share more moments with folks than just speeding by them. So much else on the internet is making us speed on by. Maybe more of my videos could be just this. Just sharing a little slowed down bit of art. Yeah, feels good to even say it. Alright, let's move to a smaller pen here. Let's see. I like these zebra pens. Well, they're a brush pen, so that's what I like about it, is it still gives a bit of that broken line when I manhandle it a bit more. I like that. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? You're watching this video, if you've watched it this far. What do you like? You like the do you like the time lapse? Do you like the ambient music? Do you like me talking? I know I meander through things. A lot of people want. I see so many things, you know, because I've looked, like, what do people want on YouTube? How do you have a better YouTube channel? All that kind of stuff. And I know it's so tough to get, like, a singular answer, you know. But I've looked, because I care. I want to offer good product, good service, that sort of thing. And, you know, everybody talks about offering value. So I'd want to know that me talking about things, sharing with folks, that it brings value. My guess is that everybody's going to find something a little different, right? That some people are going to find value in the time lapse. Others will find it in the hanging out studio chats. Get an actual B there. Goof my own signature. Yeah, people will want. Let's get that. Forgot that. Anyway, where do you find value in it? You know, hanging out with someone while they draw. Do you like the studio chats? Do you like the time lapse, get it over with? Or the quiet, ambient recordings. You know. Anyway, that's me meandering. Ooh, you know what I should talk about next time? Because I'm almost done. I have discovered a secret for myself. And this secret is quite simple. And I don't know who else it will apply to. Maybe if you also work at home. And this will sound maybe silly, but for other artists out there, I highly recommend this. I put my shoes on before I work. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I hate shoes, so I haven't worn shoes. I don't wear shoes unless I have to, usually. Anyway, but I make a point of wearing my shoes while I'm working, and then when I'm done, I can take those bad boys off. So I should talk about that next time. I feel very Mr. Rogers-ish, like I have this persona. I've thought about getting myself some specific, like, oh, these are my working shoes. I chuckle about it because I work at home, so for anybody that didn't know that, I'm just like putting these shoes on here at my house. It's not like I'm doing anything crazy. Yeah, anyway, maybe I'll talk about how I feel about that next time. How it makes me feel, rather. You know what, I am going to clean up one little spot. I think there should have been a little more space around that. I like to keep the lines. Because my lines are so rough, sometimes certain things need a little more space around them. I think it'll be okay. But alright. Alright, man. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah, please leave a comment and let me know, what do you want? You want more of these chats? You want me to... more time-lapse? Whatever. Alright. Thanks, y'all.